Welcome to the Den! I'm Eric, and I am here to tell you about all of the crazy shit that I'm working on, because it's Projects Week. Well, the first thing that I need to tell you about is the fact that I work my ass off. My job is really time-consuming. I work at the public library. I do a lot of things for the public library. My primary role there is in producing events. So, I actually just got back from an event just now at the Embassy of Singapore, and I had an opportunity to meet and greet people from other countries because we're having an event at the library this Saturday, when you see this video, with author Audrey Chin, who is going to be talking about her new book, As the Heart Bones Break. And so I got all dressed up in my fancy dress clothes. I got my beautiful gray and pink tie. I'm in a very gray kind of outfit thing right now, but here is the secret that lies beneath. I always dress in layers. It doesn't matter what I'm wearing. Underneath of even the fanciest things that I have t-shirts. All my homies are from the street. So this is my Sesame Street t-shirt. I love Sesame Street. I'm not a Disney fan, but I love Muppets. So I'm super excited about a new Muppets movie. So it's Projects Week, and so I need to tell you about all of the things that I'm working on. Well, the first thing that I'm working on is cleaning up my goddamn house. My house looks like hoarders. Me and my husband cannot throw anything away, and we have piles and piles and piles of stuff, and every once in a while I rage clean the house. And I've been on a tear to reorganize my bedroom, and part of that reorganization is cleaning stuff out of the closet, getting rid of clothes, and building new bookshelves like the bookshelves that you see behind me, and all of this awesome stuff over here. So I'm just going to pan around the room and show you how empty it is so that you can see exactly what it is that I'm working on. I'm going to show you around my room real quick. I'm just going to pan around. So this is my bookcase full of books on witchcraft and the occult. That's my meds. I have blood pressure issues. And screwdrivers, because I've been assembling bookshelves. And over here in the corner I have like some artwork that I took off the walls, and my keyboard that I got from my dad, it's all busted up. And then over here, the other direction, I have the two new little bookcases that I built, and all of the little statues and things. And yes, that is a giant cock right in the middle. I have gods that have penises, because I'm pagan, and we have them. And yes, I have a bunch of little photos of the Doctor. Not photos, these are little art pieces of the Doctor. I have this cool Victorian chick. You can't really see with the lighting, but there we go. This is an illustration from a RPG book that never kind of came out, I don't think, but she's the Victorian occultist, and I just thought she was too damn cool, so I got her. And I have Doctor Strange up here. This is actually an original Michael Golden illustration that was in a Doctor Strange comic, and this is a picture of me in the nude riding a deer next to an altar. And this is actually an illustration from an actual tarot deck that a friend of mine produced. The Fellowship of the Fool tarot deck. You can get it online through iTunes, and you can also buy printed editions through Helena Dominic. Okay, now to show you the bad stuff. So this is the piles of clothes that I'm working on resolving. I have this box of shit from when we moved out of the house and then moved back in after a house fire. Don't ever have a house fire, it's terrible. I have these chains from a costume that never kind of materialized. But then I have nothing on this wall, and this wall is going to be a bookcase. And then I have the awesome Dyson vacuum cleaner. See, here's one of the bookcases underneath of the Dyson and this pile of clothes. And then on my bed, which is on the floor. And then I have all of these other bare walls, which are also going to be bookcases. I'm just going to fill this whole area here with nothing but books, because I have tons and tons and tons of them in storage, and I just need to work it out. So this is my closet, and it's full of clothes. And this is my guitar. So as I mentioned, I play music, I play guitar, and I play keyboard, and a couple of other things. I like to loop little things on iTunes or Apple GarageBand. So you can find some of my stuff on SoundCloud. I'll put a link down in the crotch. Yeah. So that's what I'm working on in my room. Another big project that I'm working on is moving not just books out of my house, but books out of the Open Hearth Foundation, which is the Pagan Community Center of Washington, D.C. So our lease ran out, and we have to move all of the stuff that was in our community center into a storage unit. And that's going to be happening over the next couple weeks. So this Sunday, after I go to my big hat brunch with my Radical Fairy friends, I'm going to be packing up boxes of books. So over the next couple weeks, I'm going to be moving probably 200 cases of books. Not cases like bookcases, but like boxes. 200 boxes of books. And that's going to be kind of a bitch, but what can you do? If you love books, you gotta move them. Okay, so first of all, I have to talk about some food stuff that's been going on in the other videos. Evan, dude, I'm really sorry that you cannot get Cincinnati chili anywhere outside of Cincinnati. It's not entirely true, because you can order it online. I will put a link in the crotch, so go down and click the crotch to get the sauce, because you'll like it. I think you'll like it. It's pretty awesome. But I'm going to explain very briefly about why Cincinnati chili is like polyamory. Go to voiceover! This is a Cincinnati five-way. It's called a five-way because it contains 5 distinct layers of ingredients. The first being a bed of spaghetti, the second a layer of chili, the third a layer of beans, the fourth a layer of onions, and the fifth a giant tuft of cheese on top. Now you can take out the beans and the onions and have yourself a 3-way, or add one back in for a 4-way. And I also want to take a moment to address some of the comments that have been flying around in the other videos. I don't hate on anybody! I love everybody that's in the den. Everybody that's been coming has been super awesome. The guys that we're working with in the den, you're all awesome. I love all of you, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I actually do. Working with you guys is incredible, and I am loving every minute of this project. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of the Q&A questions that have been coming through our Facebook page, because a lot of you guys have asked some really interesting questions, and I think that I've got a slightly different take on it than some of the other guys have. So let me start with some of the ones that I've got here in my notes. So, what are your views on an open relationship? I've been in an open relationship since my partner and I got together 11 years ago. When we first started dating, we were living in a really long-distance relationship. He lived in upstate New York, in Ithaca. I lived here in D.C., and that's a long-ass commute, especially when neither of you drive. So what we wound up doing is taking a bus back and forth like every month, every other month to see each other, and that just gets really, really tiring. And one of the things that we both talked about when we began that relationship was that we really loved each other. We wanted to make this work, and one of the things that was a part of that was making sure that we were not locking each other down intimately, because that just leads to a lot of frustration, and we didn't really want to do that. Part of the reason behind that is because both of us are very independent people, and we don't like to be told what to do in any particular way. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm like alpha or dom or anything like that, but I am not one to take orders. I'm not going to do it. You tell me to do something, I will do the opposite of it if I think that it's the right thing to do. So one of the things that both of us decided really early on in our relationship was that neither of us belonged to the other. We were not each other's property, right? So with that mindset, we just started applying that across the whole spectrum of our relationship, and one of the things that that gave us is a lot of personal autonomy, personal agency, and a lot of opportunity to really get to know other people better, to be able to be more open with other people. And I think that it's done both of us a wonder of good. So I'm in an open, potentially polyamorous relationship. What that means is that we're both able to be intimate with other people, but we're also able to fall in love with other people. And as we do that, our relationship configuration can change. And we are both okay with that. And we've been in relationship kind of configurations that were a little confusing to some people, especially to my mother, but she rolled with it. She was good. And yeah, it's been good. Right now, it's just the two of us. There's a little bit of stuff here and there, but nothing that's majorly serious. And now I'm going to plug a book. I am going to recommend, for those of you who are interested in learning more about what open relationships are, to pick up Opening Up by Tristan Taormino. Tristan Taormino is a sex educator and a researcher, and this book is loaded with research and data about all of the wild ways that people have actually created and constructed positive open relationships. We got open relationships, we got poly relationships, complex relationships that have all kinds of differences and rules, and this is a guidebook that can walk you through the whole process. So definitely go to the web, go to your bookstore, if there's a bookstore that exists anymore near you, and ask them to get you a copy of Opening Up. Hey guys, I'm sorry I had to wrap this and cut this short, but I had a lot of more questions to answer for you. I definitely have an answer for that Buffy question. Definitely have an answer to talk about trans bears, but I just did not have time for it in this video. So I'm going to check you next Saturday. Cheers.